Hello guys, welcome back. We will quickly, get started from where we left it last. So what we did is we basically created this, and anybody entering any name here would appear and click on the click here button would see his name at the bottom. So let's try with, say, something like Tom Cruise, and you'd see the name comes up here. Now what we need to add is the slider and a label to show the value of the slider. So how do we do that? We go to the library. It's very simple. We go to Tools, Library, and from the library we would need a slider. We need to quit the simulator for once. We would bring the slider here, extend the slider so that it's easier to use, and we'd need a label. Sorry. Alright, let's put it in the middle. Now we don't want the word label to appear again, so what we will do is we will remove the text from there and leave it like this. So now we've got two more objects. So what we need to do is we need to go back to Xcode and tell Xcode that we've got two new friends, two new children, or two new objects. So we go here, we tell Mr. IBOutlet that I've got another friend, another child, another object, and that is a UI slider, and I want to call it Andrew Slider, for example. Please don't forget we've got another one, which is so we want to tell Mr. IBOutlet that we've got another UI label, and we want to call it say whenlabel, label. Alright, now there's one more action that has come up now, so, and which is the movement of the slider. So you want to tell Mr. IBAction, I want to define when slider is moved, semicolon. So we would copy this here because we only define it here, but the actual action is done in the controller.m file. We go right at the end below the bracket, we paste it and remove the colon, put a curly bracket, and we write what we want to appear here, which is beneath label.text should be equal to the value, and in this case we would not use text, we would try using the string. So we would say NSstring, stringWithFormat, and then we would write the format here, in which format we want to appear. So we want it to appear in a text format and in a floating, so text %f, codes closed, comma, the name of our slider was Andrew Slider. Andrew, let me expand it a bit so that you can see it more clearly. Andrew Slider dot value. And then we close the bracket, put a colon. Okay, so what we've done is we've defined an action which says when the slider is moved, beneath.label, which is the label where the value would be displayed, the text should be equal to the value on the actual Andrew slider, and we've just put a string format for this. And it's important that we close the curly bracket. So we close the curly bracket, we save it, and now what we need to do is we need to tell the inspector we've got two more people, two more objects who would do some tasks for us. So let's close the library for now. We go to, oops, I happen to close the, sorry. Okay, so we go to the file owner, we go to the Control H, save it, go to the file owner, and you would see that the name of the two new people, two new friends, two new childs, two new objects, whatever you want to call them, appears here. So now we need to tell where's the beneath label. Beneath label is somewhere here, in the middle. Yes, that's it. And Andrew Slider, Mr. Andrew Slider is this one. And if you notice in the received action, there's one more action now, which says when slider is moved. So who's going to perform this action? Obviously the slider. So we connect it with the slider, and we say value change. So whenever the value is changed in the label, it would appear, the value would appear. We save this, we save this as well, and we say build and run. So it comes up like this. We've obviously tested the above, the application above. This is what we need to test, and if you can see, as I move the mouse, as I move the slider, the value changes. Hooray! So you've just done your app with two types of interactivity. One is the button interactivity, and the other one is the slide activity. Now I'm sure you guys are enjoying it. I would very highly recommend that you do this on your own and not just see the video and move on to the next video. I would appreciate if you learn this on your Mac machine, you build it yourself. Try calling the labels something else, not exactly the way I have named them. Try putting different names and different variables. Try using a different sort of design and practice it, and see that you'd be amazed at what you've learned already. In the next tutorial, again, we're going to learn something amazing. I won't tell you what. I would want you to practice this first and then come back to the next tutorial. And intentionally, I am not going to upload the next tutorial, at least for the next 1 or 2 days, because I want you guys to seriously practice what you've learned so far. Otherwise, it wouldn't be you wouldn't be successfully able to make applications when it gets tougher. Just because we've got a little bit of time, we've only got 7 minutes here. What we would do is this YP app, let's make an image for the YP app. So that would be like a recap of what we did. To do that, we need to go to the folder where we have our images. In my case, it was in the development images folder, and let's say I want to use our company logo for that. I would drag that on the resources folder, and I would say copy, add. Now what you need to do is go to the property list file, and you need to copy the name, and in the icon file you have to paste the name exactly as it is. Yep. And then you command S, which is save, and you run it. Yes, we need to save everything. Now just a quick check again. Works. This works as well, and when we press the home button, we've got our app with the logo. Alright, now you can add something else to the view as well. You can put pictures for the slider, and that we can do very, very easily. All you need to do is open the controller, go to the inspector. In the properties for the slider, you have image. So minimum image, let's say the same image that we just imported. You see we've got 2 images. Let's save it for once. Or if you want to make the images appear properly. Alright, I'm not going to bother now. Let's just quickly see how it looks. We save it, and then we go to build and run, and we save everything that we've done. Look, pretty nice, huh? And we will do a final test for this one as well. Yeah, works fine. So we've learned quite a lot in the last lesson and this one, and I would appreciate if all of you practice what we've learned so far. In the next lesson, I'm going to teach you something really, really amazing, and you'll be impressed. If you like the videos, please don't forget to subscribe. That gives me enough motivation to put my videos as fast as possible. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.